Christine, and this is Vancouver, Canada. It's a lovely day today, and I'm so happy that we get to see this really lovely condo in the heart of Vancouver West Side.
Yeah, I'm excited to take a look at this West Side condo, which is a luxurious one that I heard. So let's go around and check it out.
Let's do it.
This is a beautiful home. I think a lot of people will be attracted to this type of home.
Me too.
Yeah. And I actually have a client who is quite interested in looking at the properties here. He would like to know if there is any way to come to Canada.
For sure, I can definitely help with that. Do you mind me asking what's the approximate age and I guess a bit of background of your client?
Sure. He's below 30 years old, really young, and is an accountant.
Oh, I see. Now, just based on very preliminary information, I'd probably suggest that he can look into express entry.
Express entry. Can you tell me a little bit more?
Of course. So express entry is really tailored for those who have skilled work experience. Now, for a young professional, I think it's good to look into express entry because there are three components to it. The first one would be the federal skilled worker. They're really looking for those in the NOC OAB jobs. I know it sounds complicated, but don't worry. It's just lingo. So NOC O would be those in the managerial occupations.
Okay.
So for example, a marketing manager, IT manager. And A would be those in professionals such as an accountant, lawyer, and B would be those in the skilled trade. So it could be the chefs, electricians, plumbers, for example. Yeah. So that'd be the first one. I'd be thinking about that one as probably the first one to look into. But there are also two others which are federal trade, and that would be again NOC B, and also Canadian experience class. That's again in NOC O, A, and B, and that's provided he has Canadian working experience.
I see. It sounds very technical. I guess people interested should be consulting with you to make sure that the process is smooth. What is the time frame that they should be looking at?
Well, it does take a few things to get things in order. I'd be happy to help for sure. Now, I would say before we get into the time frame, I think some of the things to consider first would be if they have everything already in place.
Okay.
Yeah, because express entry is actually a point-based system. They need to get their profile into the system. That means they put in all their background information, education, language ability, if they're married, their age, for example. Everything builds up to a score.
I see.
Yes, and once you get the score, we call it the CRS score. It's out of 1,200 points. Then you would be in a pool. And the higher your score, the greater the chance that you'd be picked. And you could then apply for permanent residency through express entry. So there are a few things. That's why even though sometimes, for example, they may say there's no education requirement, but if you do have it, then you would get a higher score. Again, a higher score, higher probability. Yeah. So let's say your client is lucky and he achieves a score that's above or maybe even the same as what's announced for that time. And in that case, he'll have an invitation to apply. He'll have 60 days. He puts in all his information, upload all his documents, make sure it's the same as when he entered it for his profile. And once that's done, he just needs to wait, and hopefully everything, knock on wood, is nice and smooth. Then, well, in about 6 months to, well, actually, unfortunately, that's pre-pandemic. So I guess to be more realistic, we're looking at maybe more closer to 1 year or so. Then he would be able to come here and become a permanent resident.
Okay, so the process seems to be quite manageable.
It
with
is
the help from you.
Well, definitely, I think with some assistance, it can make it a lot more smooth and I guess less stress definitely too. And that's why I'm happy to help, and even for some consultation to have an understanding of the background to see whether even if it is something that's suitable for your client as well.
I see. At this point, is there any tips that you'll be able to share with whoever is interested in coming to Canada?
I'd say make sure that they have the appropriate documentation. For example, language ability is something that's always checked. So they need to be able to have their scores ready to upload. So if they have taken the IELTS or the CELPIP, they need to have that score. They need to have their education background, their certifications, and work experience. Definitely they need to have proof of all of that. Another thing too is take a look, see what Canada is like, what it has to offer, places to live, condo like this. And now it's my turn. I have a question for you. So let's say someone comes and maybe even over the internet they see a condo, they feel that it's something that they want to actually live in or maybe purchase for themselves or later on for whatever. Now you know how long I just told you about it takes to have the permanent residency through express entry. At what point or how would they go about doing that in terms of purchasing a place?
I'm glad that you asked this question because I'm sure that people want to come to Canada, they will have a plan, they wanted to consult with you. And while they are waiting for the process to be completed or get the approval, I think that it's the perfect timing to start looking at the properties and also to have a chat with me to see how much of a mortgage that they will be qualified. While they are still having a job in overseas, it would definitely help them to get a better chance to get a mortgage approved.
Oh yes, that's a great point, yes.
Yeah, so I guess it is a dual process that they can work with you and also work with me at the same time to help them to make their dream comes true, to come here.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, and I have fun today to look at a beautiful home on the west side of Vancouver. Maybe we should do it again.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
Yeah, great, thank you.
All right, thank you. See you next time.
See ya.
If you'd like to see more videos like this, please like, subscribe, and share.